In John 3 and verse 16, two destinies are there, not three. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Jesus placed two destinies in direct contrast, everlasting life or perishing. One receives life, the other loses it. Jesus did not frame the contrast as life versus eternal life somewhere else, but life versus the forfeiture of life. In Matthew 10 and verse 28, Jesus' most direct statement, this is the one that actually got me thinking about, is eternal conscious torment correct? I mean, when you run across a verse that diametrically opposes something that you believe, then something that you believe must be out of line. He said, do not fear those who kill the body and are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Now here, Jesus used a polemy in the strongest possible sense. Humans can kill the body, but only God can destroy both soul and body in hell. The word destroy doesn't mean torment endlessly. It means an end. Jesus taught that God can bring the entire person to a place of destruction, to an end. In Matthew 7, in verse 13 and 14, you have a choice here, life or destruction. Jesus said, enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because straight is the gate, or narrow is the gate, and difficult is the way which leads to life, and there are few who find it. There's two outcomes here, life or destruction. Jesus could have said life or eternal misery or eternal conscious torment, but he didn't. He said life or destruction. And the choice is ours. When he tells parables, Jesus actually matches that vocabulary. He illustrates the fate of the wicked in parable after parable. He talks about weeds being burned up completely, Matthew 13 and verse 40. Therefore, as the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of this age. Weeds are not tormented, they're burned up. He mentions enemies that are slain in Luke 19, verse 27. Bring here those enemies of mine who did not want me to reign over them, and slay them before me. To be slain is not to be preserved, it is to be destroyed. Every image that Jesus uses describes finality, not an unending conscious survival.